Hi everyone. Outsourcing today has become a hot topic. And why is that? Because of all of the things that are happening around us, outsourcing seems to be the only great way moving forward. And we're going to be diving deep into how it helps you reduce the costs, how it helps you expand your in-house capabilities, and all of the other benefits that come along with it. But we're going to add in something even more special from Mavlers as well. We're so happy to be joined by Nital Shah, our co-founder and chief operating officer here at Mavlers. He himself has a background in agency world, and therefore he would be the best person to take up this topic. Thank you so much for joining us, Nital.
No, thanks, Risha. Thanks, Risha, for having me. To the audience, a little bit about myself. Before I started journey with Mavlers, I was a part of a leading agency based out of Australia. Been on agency side world for about 10 years. And then ever since my journey at Mavlers, we have been supporting hundreds of global agencies across the world from all different geography. So it brings a great insight and learning for myself when being on an agency side myself, the type of juggle we have gone through, the challenges we have gone through, and now my interactions and learning working with these all agency owners across the globe gives me a great platform to know this landscape really well. So I'm really excited for today, and let's get started.
That's what your unique perspective is what we need today. And in fact, let's start this off by you telling us how you see the agency world evolving with all of the shifts that is happening in the economy, with the inflation, the technological advancements that is just happening at this expedited pace, and everything else. How can agencies brace themselves for everything that is coming their way?
Yeah, no, great question, and I think it's the hot discussion when I meet with agency folks over lunch, dinner, or in a meeting. So few common areas coming up very frequently in my conversation. Everyone knows that last couple of years has been a little difficult and challenging with economical instability across the globe. Also, the technical landscape is changing very fast with AI adoption. All services, especially in a digital landscape, when we talk about marketing, right? The ask from a capability standpoint from an individual has been changing, and it's changing faster ever than before. One great advice I would like to give it to agency folks. What I learn and what I hear from other agency owners, that they try to keep their team as nimble, as lean, as agile as possible. Why? Because they are unsure of what is ahead of us from a future standpoint, how the AI adoption is going to be, how the talent landscape and the density of the talent skills is going to change. So with this uncertainty, most agency folks prefer to keep their team lean, as nimble as possible, which means their reliance on freelancers, their reliance on external partners, their reliance on offshore partners is more than ever before. So that's one shift I'm seeing coming up more aggressively than before. The second shift I'm noticing is most agency folks been talking and discussing about technical adoptions. Of course, with AI and even otherwise, the way marketing ops, sales ops, and now they a lot of time called also rev ops, we call revenue operation. Everything is combining together. Everyone is working towards bringing that single customer view. With marketing ops, sales ops, rev ops, the bigger ask is how can we automate these functions as best as possible with the tools and technology available at our hand, so that we have less dependency on humans, which means less probability of errors as well as less probability of human bias in any of your marketing strategy or decisions. Because when you rely more on tools and technology available at hand, you can make those unbiased, right strategic decisions. So that's another big shift I'm seeing coming up and a lot of agencies have started working very hard to automate, help their customers automate their marketing operation, help their customers automate their sales operations with available tools and technology at hand. The third shift is now marketing is not about one channel or running a one campaign. You might be an agency focusing on a specific niche, and you are still responsible to bring your expertise specific to that channel or the campaign you are managing. However, for you to be aware of the overall business goals and how your campaign, how your specific channels is impacting to the overall business goal is extremely critical. So most agency needs to build that 360-degree lens to understand the client business from a holistic lens, understand the client business, their persona, their messaging across all channel, even if they are responsible to run only one channel at a time. So I think bringing that full service 360-degree lens is extremely critical these days. So these are the three changes. Look at the overall business goals and the impact you are bringing. Doesn't matter you are working on one specific channel or one specific campaign. Adopt as many technological tools as available at your hand to automate your marketing operations and sales operations so you can take unbiased decisions when it comes to driving your business strategy. And third is keep your team as nimble, as lean as possible so that you can move faster with the fast changing environment as well as the uncertain economic situations.
Thank you so much for that. Mithil, even in our previous webinar also, you were talking about how difficult it is for agencies to navigate the economic uncertainties. Clients are wanting so much more for such less budgets, and also the competition has increased so much. How is Mavlers helping agencies to do all of this and more?
Yeah, I think, great question, Risha. So what we all know as an agency folks, I'm sure that outsourcing is a great weapon, especially when you want to optimize your overall P&L, right? When you look at your top line, bottom line, and if you want to improve that, the first obvious option for most agency folks is, okay, let's look at options for outsourcing some or most of my work. I don't think as a solution, agency don't know that that's the solution out there. Everyone knows. In one of the study, what I've read, more than 52% of agencies are actively relying on outsourcing partners. Yeah. And that was done by SEMrush. Yes. Reliable source. Yeah. Yes. But I think the biggest worry or the challenge ahead of them is how do they choose the right partner? And I think I have my 2 cents to share with the audience there, that ideally agencies should look out for those partners who are ready to own the results and ready to work towards those business goals or objectives of their customers, rather than focusing only on their channel, matrices around their channel, or the campaign which they are managing. Because ultimately, if they're not keeping that overall result-oriented lens, then there is very high possibilities they're going to get into the zone of performing a task, running a campaign, but not looking at what impact they are able to contribute. So that's one big aspects agency folks should consider. Second is you should look up for an agency who has multi-service or multi-channel capabilities, so that you're not relying on different partners for different channels, because now with multi-channel attribution, now with single customer view, it's very critical for any agency to rely on a partner who can contribute and work with them across all channels. So they don't need to fumble up and invest so much time of discussing and briefing campaign with multiple partners. So that's again very important aspect. Third is, how is your partner equipped to be with you in your scale up journey? It's very crucial when you are scaling up or you are growing faster, do they have equivalent of capabilities to run with you? Do they have enough strength to grow with you and provide you that support. If they don't have enough strength internally, if they don't have enough people or talent on their bench, how are they going to contribute in your journey, especially when you are growing fast? And the last is that how flexible they are as a partner, like their engagement models to work with agencies, how flexible they are. Because as an agency folks, you need that utmost control to ensure that your core why of outsourcing was to balance your P&L, right? Manage your top line, bottom line in the most optimal way. So if your partner is not flexible with their engagement model and it's going to bind you for certain engagements in certain order, your core purpose of outsourcing goes in vain. So I think one last but the most important aspect is how flexible engagement models your partner is offering. So these are the criteria agency folks should utmost look at when they decides who and where they should outsource.
Amazing. So I love, just to recap everything that you have said, one is that don't get into lock-ins, because what you need at the end of the day is the control over
Absolutely.
an uncertain economy. Let's have a little bit of control, right? So, okay, don't get into lock-ins. You need that kind of flexibility. You need a partner who knows his craft very well.
Yes.
And you also need a partner who can scale up and down with you.
Yes.
And you don't want to be dealing with the hassles of multiple vendors. You want everything under one place. So these are all of the things that Mavlers is already doing for the clients that we serve, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
So at Mavlers, Nikhil, we have implemented something called the agency champion model. Could you give us a little bit of history as to why we did that and what it is, so that everyone understands?
Okay, great. Yeah, I would love to talk about that. So I think you always learn from your customers' feedback, and our agency champion model is a great example of what we learn from our customers' feedback, because when we work with brands, as in direct customers, they usually don't have very stringent preset needs. But when we work with agencies, though many agencies at an outset looks all similar, however, they are very different, because many a times the type of industry they serve, they are very specific to one industry, or the type of customer segments they serve, they are very specific, that we are an agency for enterprise brand or we are an agency for small medium businesses. Now, based on which industry they operate, based on what customer segments they serve, are they B2B or are they B2C? Based on that, a lot of their mode of operation changes. Their processes, their onboarding processes, their reports, their audits, their review documents, strategy documents, all are very custom. And what we started hearing from agencies when they work with offshore partner, they do invest a lot of time briefing about their processes, their expectation, their formats, their documents, standards again and again, again and again. Why? For the simple reason, their point of contact with an offshore partner keeps changing at times. And I actually genuinely don't blame any offshore partners, because offshore businesses are usually with very thin margins. You practically cannot afford to have someone dedicated when you don't know when you're gonna get the next job for that brand or for that agency. So with our agency champion model, what we did is, based on the volume of work we get from multiple agencies, we have someone dedicated focusing on those agencies, with an assurance that every job, every brief comes from that agency, the same person would be allocated or assigned. The person also comes with more than 5 years of agency experience. So they exactly know what are the usual challenges of agencies, what are their pains, what are the obvious reasons to rely on an offshore partner. When they are relying on us, they're looking out for cost benefits. When they're relying on us, they need that flexibility for easy ramp up, ramp down, right? All these knowledge is very well imbibed with our agency champions. So they adopt your practices, your customer intel, your persona understanding, your documents, your formats, the type of checklist you prefer, the type of reports you follow, the type of audits you do, exactly the way you want. In many cases, these guys are in a fully white label setup. So they have an agency email address, they have the agency name on their LinkedIn as well. So the way they represent, no one knows that they are part of Mavlers. They actually represents agency to their end customers. And in many a times they are part of the customer interactions, they are part of those emails, they are part of those strategy meetings. That's where they also adopt more and more about the mode of operation for that particular agency. So we have been seeing some great success ever since we launch our agency champion arrangements, and I think ever since then we are seeing our agencies growing with us much faster than before. So we are happy and glad that we discovered that and we are able to solve it for them, benefits to everyone.
Amazing. Talk about our tagline, experience, expertise, and growth. Without these learnings, how do you move forward,
That's
right?
correct. That's correct. And that's exactly right. Like, because they work with you all in all day, right? They build that expertise, right? That what expertise means to you. They also build that knowledge of what experience means to you. Because again, these are very broad buzzwords, but what exactly it means to an agency, that knowledge is very much important to come on the same page.
Amazing. So I can see, like, even with agencies, the biggest frustrations of, doing these handovers over and over again is taken away because of this model. So outsourcing is more like in-housing.
Yeah,
Bar the cost.
that's correct.
With
That's
reduced
correct.
cost,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
And I actually forgot to mention that another reason for our success of agency champion model is because every agency champion is being tagged and supported by SME, our subject matter experts who are thoroughly in-depth, knowledgeable, and in most cases having those right required certification for respective channel, respective platforms, or the technologies we work upon. So a combination of agency champion backed by a subject matter experts create that amazing agency team to work closely with our agency partners.
Thank you so much, Nitil, for explaining all of this for us. And finally, it wouldn't be fair to move away from this without talking about pricing. So let's talk numbers.
The big elephant in the room.
The big elephant
There's
in the
always
room.
the discussion around pricing.
Especially for agencies who know exactly this is what I want and they're looking at prices. I feel like this is a key component of our discussion. So could you
It's the most visited page on the website.
on our
we have.
website, yes.
Yeah, no, I think because there is so large spectrum of price availables in an offshore environment, I don't blame anyone visiting the website. The first they want to check out the pricing page to at least ensure before they invest further time, at least is it some sort of a fitment or alignment to their expectation? If so, then they would prefer to invest more time. If not, it's better not to invest further time.
Absolutely. And that is why, how friendly is Mavlers' pricing models?
Yeah.
Because
no, I think because I've been on agency side for good 10 years, and we work with hundreds of agencies, so we constantly learn from our interactions with them. In a lot of my face-to-face conversation with agency owners, I also try understanding their challenges and the benefits this pricing models brings to them. So we constantly keep refining our pricing to make sure it's agency friendly. We also have bulk discounts available for agencies so that they can capitalize having the right markup to maintain their profit margins in a most optimal way. More importantly, along with pricing, a lot of time your pricing at an outset can be very competitive, but your engagement models are not very flexible, giving enough options to fit into your need. So what I have observed that a lot of time at an outset, if you look at hourly rate, may be very competitive between two players. But because the one player don't have enough flexibility towards the different engagement models they offer versus others do, right, the overall profitability game changes dramatically. So at Mavlers, because we have been supporting agencies over last 12 years now, we have learned, evolved, and we have constantly changing our engagement models based on the needs of the agency world. So let me quickly explain our different engagement models. One is the project-based arrangements, which is very standard. You give us a scope of work, we give you a price based on the scope of work, you approve that, and we get onto the project and we start working. Second is our retainer arrangements. So when you exactly know that this is your defined scope of work which you want to execute for your clients every month, then you can also talk to us about retainer arrangement. Because the scope of work is defined, we can also lock in your monthly retainer price, and then we know exactly that every month this work needs to be done, and as an agency you exactly know that what you will get billed for. So there are no surprises at the end. The third very interesting model we have scaled amazingly well at Mavlers is our dedicated team arrangement. A lot of time we call our remote team setup. With agency, especially when they have bulk needs, and because they leverage our services for their customers, their needs are very consistent at times. They exactly know that they have set volume of work coming to them every month. In those arrangements, when they have exact visibility on what volume of work they can expect each month, they often build a dedicated team with Mavlers. Depending on the skill set you need, you get to choose the type of talent you get to work with. And then this team could be team of 2 members, 3 members. For some agencies, we have a team up to 25, 26 members who works dedicatedly with these agencies. And they work as a very integral part of their team. They become part of their daily stand-ups. They are part of their Slack. They are part of their project management tool. They communicate a lot of time with their customer in a fully white labeled arrangement as well. So customer don't even know that these folks are part of agencies or they are part of the offshore partner. Very popular model at Mavlers. And when you get to dedicated model, your pricing goes well discounted. Your pricing comes down significantly. The last model is, we call it our wallet model. It's more like your prepaid wallet. You load up a credit, you have the balance available there, and you can use it as and when you need it. Very popular among large agencies when there are multiple POCs. Every POCs or their managers comes and leverage Mavlers services. They don't need to go through an approval process. They don't need to go through procurement or approval process every time. They exactly know that this budget has been approved for this quarter. That's where we have a prepaid wallet available for $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and any person from an agency can come and place an order without worrying about invoicing and all. And then we also have a very transparent interface where anyone can log in and exactly check what wallet credit they have, how much balance they have leveraged, and where it has been leveraged. So I think project to project arrangement, which is pretty standard in an agency world. Then a fixed monthly retainer arrangement. Third is our most popular dedicated remote team model. And the fourth is the wallet model for those agencies who has multiple POCs placing order at different times.
Amazing. Talk about streamlining things so that we've done the thinking for you.
Yeah.
You know,
So we have agencies that they love one of our model and they only work with us in one particular model because they found that amazing fitment with their needs and what we offer. And then we have agencies who keep changing the different engagement model they leverage with us. So it's all about what are your needs are, what is the need of the hour, and based on that we can fit it rather than thinking one size fit all.
Amazing. Yeah, so that efficiency is something that we pride ourselves on, and it is trickled down to every part of our operations, including finances as well. And for those of you who want to know more about our pricing, we have been very transparent, as Nitil has said. We've been very transparent about our pricing. Our rate cards are up on the website. Our pricing pages dive deep into each of the service verticals. And also, we have set up a dedicated team to just clarify all of your doubts as well. So you can get on a no obligation call with our sales team. And once we understand your complexity, your scope, and the scale of work that you have with us, we would be able to give you the most accurate quotation for your budget. Our goal is to help you maximize your budget. So you can rest assured, come to us. with all your requirements, and we're going to see how best we can make things work for you. Finally, Nitil, can you tell us what are some of the key challenges that you have faced while growing your career, and how you came up with our core tenets or our core principles, the key pillars that have been core to our success here at Mavlers?
Yeah, no, thanks, Risha, for asking that. And it's an outcome of journey of last several years, right? I would say. So, been on an agency side for 10 years, at Mavlers since 2012. So, in this entire journey, there are a lot of learnings, some amazing, great successes, which I'm very proud of, and some miserable mistakes, but you learn from your mistakes the most. As a result of that entire journey, what we have been following from last few years, which we call our pillars at Mavlers. The first one is customer centricity. So at Mavlers, we have learned hard way that it's very important to always have in constant interactions with your customer, because when you interact with your customer, that turns out to be your most important sessions. That's your pulse of how you are performing as a team or as an organization. My interaction with my customers are our eyes and ears as an organization to listen and observe that how our solutions are actually solving problem for customers or not, and constantly learn from the customers that what are the other additional areas where they are facing challenges, so that we can possibly derive new solutions or mold our existing solutions to fit into their needs. My interactions with customer always also helps us to learn where the industry is heading. Customer centric approach, think about customers benefits and their pain areas, keeping at center, and you derive solutions around that. That's what we live at Mavlers as customer centric approach. The second one is hard way we have learned the quality over quantity, because rather than having many transactional relationship, which is more like a vendor arrangement, having very strong deeper partnership with few customers is more powerful and impactful for our journey and our growth at Mavlers. So we truly believe that every customer count, and as much as we have focus on bringing new customer in, our utmost focus is on our existing customer to ensure that how well we are able to retain, grow, and help them grow in their journey. The third one is innovation and AI. Obviously, it was innovation before, but now we call it innovation and AI, because our industry landscape is changing rapidly, and what we foresee in next 2 to 5 years, they're gonna be massive disruption, and it's very crucial for us to constantly innovate with our practices, the way we solve problems for our customers, and how we can adopt AI to bring overall efficiency and better precisions with our deliveries to our customers. So that's another important pillar at Mavlers. One more important pillar at Mavlers is high performing team. We are a service organization, right? Our people are our assets, and I cannot deal with customers all the time, or I'm not able to deal with every customers, but each of my team member at Mavlers is representing Mavlers every day with every interaction they put forward. So having that high performing, super aligned, very motivated, a team of high performers, and building that culture is very crucial and core at our success at Mavlers. Last but not the least is our internal metrics, which we manage at a business level, which is our revenue per employee count. which is basically if we are a team of 1,000 people, what is our overall revenue divided by 1,000 team members we have, which gives me my revenue per employee count. It's very crucial. It's a fuel for any business to run with super efficiency and at a right pace. So our revenue per employee count metrics, though we manage it internally, but it's very important. The healthier we are there, the better profitability we hold, better equipped we are to invest in our team, to invest in right tools and technology to help our partners to grow faster and better. So I think these are the pillars: customer centricity, quality over quantity, innovation and AI, high performing team, and revenue per employee are our reasons for our success so far. And we have a strong belief that if we hold them tight, our path ahead is also going to be amazing.
Absolutely. And that just adds to the point, we have that proven expertise, we have that unmatched experience because we've worked across so many industries, 52 plus countries in the world, whether that is 2000 plus agencies or what. But the quality part of it, when you are adding so much of focus on upskilling your team, that just that trickles down to all of the output that we are giving out. So thank you so much, Nital, for joining us today. Thank you so much for your time. And for all of you who are watching, if you are starting an agency, if you have any kind of challenges with your existing projects, you need support with outsourcing, we are always here. You can connect with us through all of our social medias. You can get in touch with us on any of the pages on our website as well. We have a dedicated team that is here to answer any of your questions, no obligations. So do check out all of the links that are in the description of this video and the captions wherever you are consuming the video. Thank you again for joining us, and have a good one.
Thanks, Risha.
Thank you, Nital.
Bye, everyone.